what up? First and foremost, hopefully the Most High in your house shall blessing y'all day, man. By His mercies we aren't consumed, man. Yeah, man. I just want to come back with a quick video, man. And that's honestly something that happened early this morning, man. Because you know what, I do like. It's just crazy, man. Because I want to go into this, like Ezekiel. Crazy because actually the class I'm watching from right now from Assembly of Firstborn, the brother from Assembly of Firstborn, they brought that Ezekiel 16, which I'm about to get into. But I think I touched on this in the past, man, about love. Actually, no, let's get Proverbs 10 and 12. Yeah, man. That's why I go into I'm about to say, let's go into showing that love and kindness to one another, that love, man. Because honestly, man, that's what covers everything, man. So let's get to Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 12. It says, hatred stir up strife, but love covereth up all sins, man. And you know it is too. That's why, and that's what's going to overcome everything, man. That's how we're going to beat sin and death is through love. Because if love covers all sins and love is stronger than death, then what you think? Song of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 6. It says, set a seal upon thine heart. Yep. And as a seal upon thy arm, and for love is as strong as death, and jealousy is cruel as the grave. But the coals thereof are coals of fire, which have been vehemently which had the most vehement flame. So yeah, man, that's what it is. Long as my bad for that, y'all. But love is stronger than death, man. And the last enemy that would be done with sin and death, man. So and love covers all sins. So man, I was going to that, man, because that's what as a nation, as a people, man. That's what we're like. Even on the natural tip, that's what we're missing though. But it's all first on earth as in heaven. It all starts in the spiritual, then it comes in the physical, in the natural sense, man. Because that's why the Most High, the Most High Yahshua is that Father that He is love. Actually, no, get me wrong, He's love as well. That's because He's a balanced God. But but you get that on the natural tip, that's why, a lot of times our people, man, they don't have that balance, man, that that Father that which is love, honestly, love too as well. The Father does love. Don't get that wrong, but also that instruction that instruction the obedience and instruction, that's what they're not, that's what's missing, that obedience, structure, instruction, man. But also too that love, motherly love, where you get that, that's why Jerusalem is akin to that. But what I'm about to get into later on, because or it's again, it's either one's again, it's not that balance. Not sometimes people just grow up without both parents, man. So or both not begin that energy from anywhere else, or either getting from one side or another. Because not everybody, of course, we didn't have our parents, but they're even getting that nurturing this more the emotional side from the mother, but just the instruction side, from the father. But sometimes you can't get love from the father as well. But I say that to say, man, because you need both, man. But that's what I'm about to get into, man. Because it is crazy. Because I know I get sometimes a lot. I just more talk about it in a spiritual sense, when I talk about women, a lot of times, because it's only I always say, man, it's a holy mirror, it's a spiritual mirror. How we see, our women, the state of our women, but it's only a reflection of how the Most High Yahshua sees us, how we're acting toward our husband, how his wife is acting towards us. So you can't get on but so much. But let me get this too, because I do bring out this Ecclesiastes a lot, and I have said this, the Brother Chronicles Judah said, I have said this a lot of times, and I will, and I still stand by it too, because there's women naturally they aren't really good people, but there some women that's good, of course, which I'm actually about to get into right now, actually later on. But let me go ahead, but but it was just going into but even in the scripture, he's talking about I had to go through 1,000 men, and I only found one that's upright, just, solid, righteous, good, but but out of those 1,000, but women, I just can't find that. So it's in their nature, it's kind of talk about women kind of for the most part, they really aren't this character, certain things they just don't understand, but not all women, but for the most part, that's what I'm saying. That's why I concur with the Brother Chronicles you just said. But let me say this too, but that's why that part, but even though I was talking about this with my pop, the last year, last year or so, because he talked about, hey, he want me well, son, I'm still kind of getting things together, but things a little better now. But hey, son, man, you should ever think about getting He said, no, man, find you a woman, things in nature. And I was like, yeah, listen, Dad. I was like, listen, Dad, these women out here, man, I'm kind of good, like, majority of them. But he said, son, like, and I understood what he's saying, because I was like, yeah, he's a son. There are good women out here, though. It's like, it's like the Loch Ness Monster or the Abominable Snowman, like I always say, or the Chupacabra. Or, I'm joking, but, they just got to look hard to find them, man. But, so that's is what it is. But yeah, let me get this Ecclesiastes 7 real quick, man, because it's gonna go into what I'm going about later. It says Ecclesiastes 7:28, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those that have I not found. So yeah, man. So you listen, Psalms, listen, man. 1,000, listen, that's still a lot of people. 1,000, man. I only found like one solid upright right one, just one, real, like but a woman I found none. So like just kind of goes into like what the brother Chronicles Judah said, and I kind of concur, man. That's why like even when that scripture, no wickedness of woman, it's not saying that there's no righteous good women out here, but it's saying in their nature at their like a lot of times it's like the levels of what a woman will go to is just like non-pareil. But even though, but that doesn't let a wicked man, because there's a lot of the hearts of men are desperately wicked. Like that's also talking about people, but men as well. Like that's just like yeah. So like the brother mentioned it. I was watching Assembly of Firstborn, like he said, like he mentioned in Acts 2. Like, because all by law, all like for Pentecost, all men had to show up. So, and only not a lot of men got the word or believed that so that just shows you the hearts of men as well. So it's not really like, that's one, don't want to go into that. But I said to say, because man, this morning, man, it just warmed my heart, man. It just shows you like, there are still good women out here. Like, it's not really, and good people out here for that thing. Because I said to say, because I kind of want to follow up on this, because I'm saying that because at the end of the day, this is more of a people thing, more of a like this person thing, like this right being righteous as well, righteous or wicked, but it's more a person thing, man. But there's a mother at my school, man. I could tell that she's like, I'm about to get this Ezekiel 16, but I could just tell, like, wow. I mean, because I don't want to give her too much, because I don't know the one, I don't know personally, but I could just tell from, like, because, sometimes you could just tell somebody about the spirit, man. Like, you could, like, that's what kind of goes into, like, because that, like I always say, man, it's just like our people, that's like, even that Romans 2 says, even the Gentiles that do things that are in the law, that are without the law, they're law unto themselves. That can go into our people as well. They have a Gentile state of mind, man. But they, like the brother, I think Judah Mack, or always say the other brother, Judah Mack, the brother from Assembly of Firstborn, like I always say, and other brothers as well. Because I know even some people personally, like, they might not be in the word, but, how they operate, they are, that like they keep the commandments to a degree. I talk about this with my brother all the time. They keep the commandments to a degree, and that just based off of who they are, pretty much, man. So yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. Because some people that are just like, that's why, like, even Paul says, listen, in Acts 24 and 15, I pray for the resurrection of the just and the unjust, man. Like, that's also, too, we go in that Romans 10 and 1, like, we pray that all Israel be saved. But also, too, man, some people are like, that's why I always bring on Sirach 9 and 10, like, forsake not an old friend, man. Because, like, no, they've never done you wrong, or don't forsake good people. That's not wise. Like, they are proving each other. They are, like, you're already solid. They've already been through things together, man. But they might not be in the word, but by your conduct is how you win people over to the word. They might come in. But not to digress too much, but yeah, man, like, the sister, like, earlier, it's beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. I was like, wow. I was like, listen, so not a lot of people, even parents, do that, just in general. Like, shoot, men and women included, because, like, she dropped her, like, her she dropped her her daughters off, and, like, she told him, God, I love you. But then, like, she had came back in the parking lot a few minutes later, like 5-10 minutes later, like, I thought she had left something. I was like, you left something? She said, no, I forgot to hug him. I was like, oh my gosh. I just stood there like, wow. I just stuck with me. I was like, because I was going to talk about something else. I was like, no, man. Like, that's how love covers all sin. Like, this, like, that love. And also that's why most of the times, like, people haven't been loved, man. It starts from childhood, man. That's why, like, most serial killers just started more. But then again, something like, you might get something like this. Someday they were just born to be wicked. It is. It's like most I said in Proverbs 16:4. I just created wicked for a purpose. So most of the time, when you read about different serial killers, or like I watch, or not the serial killers, or just people that just people like criminals, killers, or just like people that are caught up in a certain lifestyle, or women that's prostitutes, or whatever lifestyle like people are in, or just like or just people that in general, they never felt love, man. I was just like, wow, man, and that just warmed my heart, man, because I was like, damn, man, that's just crazy. I was like, I looked at this, I could tell you really involved with you, like you generally like love your children, man. Like you, she said, yeah, I did. She said, yeah, I didn't get a chance to hug her. I felt bad, like and that's the and that's what this word goes into blessed about people that have like that conscience, man. That's like and hey, man, the man's goings of the Lord's, man. People's goings of the Lord, man. So like that's just like she's not in the word, probably just like who she is, like I don't know because I don't know sisters like that, but she had came on the field trip a few. Yeah, I could just tell she's just from afar. Sometimes you could just tell things from afar. She was involved. She's really involved in her children's life, man. So. And I think whoever her significant other, man, that's a good, that's really like, that's really somebody like, seriously, man, like, too, man, if you, especially for your brothers, man, that like, don't really get involved with women that don't like want to be involved, like, with your children, man, or like have a child that with you, because actually, that actually leads me to something else real quick, man. Let me grab that too, because I actually had that too, like, there's a difference. Even the word says it, man. Let me grab this too, cause like just cause like the brother, some of your firstborn. I think the brother Chronicles of Judah mentioned this, man. He says just cause you're married doesn't mean your wife. I mean, you could just be like and also vice versa as well. Just cause your husband does because you're married doesn't mean like your husband. Yeah, there it is. Proverbs 30. Let's go to Proverbs 30 real quick, cause yeah, just cause you're married don't mean your wife too. That just. Like that kind of on a spiritual sense, that's Romans 9:6. If we, kind of understand, because you're supposed to be married to the Most High Yahushua, but just because, should that be in the word out there too? But let me get to Proverbs chapter 30 verse 20. For I didn't know, I'll read it in the Good News translation because it brings a point better. It reads a point better. Yeah, man. That's another thing too, man. You don't want to have that, like, woman that doesn't like want to, that doesn't even look like, because you're gonna take it like, out on the children, man. So, or and that's the classic. We know like a lot of times their mothers see their sons, if they see the father that they just or that they had with in the son, like you just like your father. This and that's what that cycle comes from. So. But let me get this Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 23 in the Good News. It says, I'll start at verse 21, then I'll jump to 23, get to the point. It says, Proverbs 21 30 and verse 21, there are four, this is in Good News translation. I said the Oxford, I meant Good News. It says, there are four things on the earth that itself cannot tolerate. A slave who becomes king, and a fool who has all he wants to eat. So yeah, that's kind of going to the Ecclesiastes 10 and 6 or 10 or 7. Servants among horses, things in that nature, and Lamentation says some as well. That's what that's going into. But also too, let's go verse 23. Here's a point. It says a hateful woman who gets married. So see, a hateful woman who gets married. So that just goes into like just because you're like you could be just because you're married doesn't mean you're wife. You're just married, like that, and that's we see that across the board every day, like verse and a servant woman who takes place of her mistress. So so yeah, man, that's just is what it is too, man. So that's another thing too. But yeah, make sure like whatever woman you with, she actually likes your children and things like that. Because how you not gonna like loves her children, her own children, or even your children, like things that nature. Just has some type of good rapport with them, because yeah, man, because like especially for because it's different in aspect. It's kind of similar, but it's kind of different aspect. Because like but then again, you're not gonna do anything that you weren't raised doing, that you didn't get received. So that's why going back to what I'm saying, love is so important. Because the women they're just supposed to first with children, the nurturing side. So shout out to Brother Chronicles of Judah, man, because he said it perfectly. He said, listen, man, like a lot of times and I noticed this too. A lot of times women they really think things are just about them until they have a child. That's when their maternal DNA kicks in. Like, okay, it's just not about me anymore. But some like even after they get it, they still have that mentality. But some and they just don't care. That's like it's still about me. I don't care about that's my child, but whatever. But some they still had that mentality, but they still can put that like okay, I do have this child, so that's what it is. And I can attest that because I've just seen it and witnessed that throughout my life. So yeah, man. So like that's where it is. But if for a woman, if she never had that, so like it's going like especially for a child, the child's not her. With her, it's like it's going to be, but you make sure she has a good rapport. But it's different for a man because, like, listen, a man that's what like that even in Animal Kingdom, a lion, he's going to kill the rest of the previous pride because it's like, listen, those not my children, like things of that nature. So even woman, that's understandable, but you just want a woman that you're with or you're affiliated with to have some type of care. But one for her own, for your both of your children, but also too even children that you don't. Yeah, but that's neither here nor there, man. But that my point being is that like just because you're married doesn't mean your wife too. So, but I said to say too because I kind of digress. But yeah, man, that's just the fact that that was good. But yeah, I told her, listen, like I could just tell that you're involved in your children. I was like, listen, because like not a lot of parents just do that in general. Like she really came back, like because it said something about conscience. Because he said, listen, I'm not going to see them for the rest of the day. I'm not picking them up. Because this too, and that's really key. Because that's so deep. Oh snap, that's so deep. Think about it, because like in her mind, that was so much of the Lord, even though she wasn't in the Word. But that just goes into what I was talking about earlier. Because like in her mind, like I'm just thinking like from all again from that. So listen, that could have been my last time I seen my child. Like so, like even though she's in school, like but at you anything, like your number could be called at any moment. So because some people have just passed away out and just died. Like some people just it happened. Like or something could happen in school or something like that, or tragedy, something like that could happen. But in her mind, like in that she said, listen, that could be the last time I saw like my child's face, man. And that's why even like now, even popped in my mind now, like that's why like even that like and I'm about to get in second Ezra, and Ezra's like the vision that like the mother saw her or her son like even though she did in the vision, she saw her son like he came back from peace and he died. That was the last time she was going to see her. But even that, even like the shout out to brother Joel, y'all all from Sons of Thunder. He said even one reason why is David wept for Absalom because one that was like his son. He really loved his son, and two like man he wasn't going to see him again. He was going to see his face again, man. And that's nothing too. And then Jacob saying Genesis 30 like after he thought Joseph was dead, I'm gonna mourn all my days. So that's what happened. Like just like that James 5:17. Listen, these was people as well, man. Like these were holy men. These were like even holy people, but these were regular people as well, man. So that's just what it is. But you know what? And that leads me to that, man, as a mother shows the daughter, because even it's crazy because the daughter even yesterday the day before this happened, because her daughter corrected one of the students that I was sitting in the classroom with them, and she was like, listen, because one student had asked me my name, then she said, okay, Omar. Then she said no. Well, her daughter actually, the mother who I'm talking about, her daughter said, listen, no, you don't call that's very rude to call an adult by you say Mister. You don't call him by his first name. I was like, oh, thank you, sweetie. I was like, wow. But that's what Ezekiel 16:44, because her mother got to be teaching her that. It says Ezekiel chapter 16 verse 44. Behold, everyone that uses proverbs shall use this proverbs against these saints. As a mother, so is her daughter. So yeah, this on natural tip. This is talking about us going into idolatry. If you read on conscience, I'm using this as an example, man. Just like I use that in John, like as a father do it, the son do it, like on the natural tip. I use that sometimes. But yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. I can tell she got that from her mother. I was like, now just think about it, that's just really key, because in her mind's like, listen, like that. It was because she has two daughters, but but yeah, man, that was just really it just goes into the word. I just thought about the Lord word, love covers all sins. Train up a child, got to train up a child in love too, so that they can know how to love other people. One, love themselves, love the other people, spread that love, because love covers all sins, man. And that was really key. I was like, wow, man, because not a lot of people do that. Because like going back to a video we talked about a couple of days ago, man. But the love of many wives the code. Seeing that, man, that just brings like shoot moments in the word and out the word, man. Because even in the word with the movie I shot, man, for one of my brothers, man, seeing his children, what he's doing with his children, man, I was like, damn, man, I was just looking at him like, man, I couldn't stop talking to because they're really like how they articulate themselves and like how they talk. I was like how they carry themselves. I was like, wow, man, they ain't like other children, man. Like they ain't like most of these children out here, man. I could tell like their father doing a good job training them up in the faith and the Most High Yahweh and His commandments, man. That's just like a beautiful thing. Even out the word, that's beautiful. Moments like that, man, I cherish. I love it. I was just like, wow, man. I was just like, that just stuck with me. I was like, wow, man, she really drove spin around. She said, oh man, I didn't even hug her. Like, how many times, like, even me, man, like, let me say this too, because that's how people can be like love vice and cold, how people become cold. That's crazy because I was reading the psychology article, how 12 signs or 12 or 8 signs of a cold-hearted person. And that was one of the things too, their lack of affection growing up, man. Because even though I mentioned it and I went through it as like, and as a child, man, like, that male child syndrome, still my people love me, man. They still did. I remember we hugged, we cried together, man. Like, shoot, when sometimes we was about to get evicted, we ain't know where the next meal's coming from, or we just had moments together. We loved each other, man. Like, my peoples love me. Even in the midst of that, even though they would go through that, but still, but going back to what I said, because my mom went through that too. She was a middle child. So, and she kind of like, until my grandpa passed, she broke everything down to me. I had been forgiving, but as I got older, like, because I had a little thing with my, but I was just more forgiving. Even before I came aboard, I was like, no, our relationship grew. But now, even after more came in the world, I was like, yeah, so I can't blame my mom so much. It is what it is. Like, I'm not the only person that went through that. So, like, it's people like, went through that even more. But, see, that's how the most I teach. But even that, the most, like I even said, the most I was teaching me, what he was teaching me the whole time. That's why Job says nobody teaches how he teaches. Who teaches how he teaches? Because like he was teaching me that it was not always about me, and then having that empathy, actually having that care about, compassion, that love, like for other people, man. So going back into that whole scenario earlier, man. About that, she said, yeah, man, because I'm not gonna see her, man. I immediately thought like this, man. Let's get to second Ezra real quick. Then Galatians, the mother, nothing like a mother's love, like he said, nothing like that, man. Cause like even in Proverbs, it goes into like it just goes into how deep a mother's love is. Because he even says, listen, it's better be caught up with mother bearing her cubs than a fool in his folly. Even though it's saying the fool in his folly is words, but that just goes you to the extent of how a mother loves her cubs, how a mother goes, will protect, man. So. Even the father too, man. They don't get it because like fathers and stuff like that, man. We can be loving, nurturing as well. Don't get that twisted, man. But that's just too. Let me not say that too, man. Because like because there's some certain ones, different people that had fathers like that as well. They had it both. They had the instruction, but also they had the love, man. Second Ezra chapter 10, verse 44. This woman, because if I recommend you reach the end of the second chapter, the end of second Ezra 9 and 10. Where it says, this woman whom thou sawest is Zion, where she said, where she said unto thee, even she whom thou seest as a city built. So let's get that Galatians real quick, man. That's all. And also too, man, what you think the prodigal son is about, man? What do you think that, like, even though it's talking about father in this, in that aspect too, but also too, you could not add into word. But I'm saying like even on spiritual tip, like the mother as well, man, because that's what that was that second interest, like But see, there's that balance again, because prodigal son, the father, like the children, the son, like coming back to the Father, us as people coming back to the Most High and Yahweh, man. That's what that thing is all about, man. Because like the brother Joel said, man, he said, man, we're like Absalom to the Most High and Yahweh, man. Like not that we can kill him, but like spiritually, man, like how we act, how we rebelled against him. We're Absalom, so we can. But also too, that's what the prodigal son, and he was just so happy to see his son again. It's like I was going to early with the sister and her daughter, man. But you get that with the father, but also too on the balance, because false balance is abomination to the Lord. Like you see that in Second Ezra 10, like with the mother weeping over her son. It's the same kind of game. It's the same thing. It's the same parallel, man. So it gets that, because you get that, man. It's the fact that you see why, because and shout out to brother sent me first one, because he said this too. You see why the Most High use these dynamics, because people can relate to him, man. And that's why, like I mentioned, Job, nobody teaches how he teaches, man. No other book is going. No other book, no other doctrine, no other way of teaching, no other philosophy, doctrine, whatever is going to come like this, man. And you're not going to be able to relate like this. But anyway, let's get Galatians chapter 4 and verse 26. It said, "But Jerusalem, which is above free, which is the mother of us all." Exactly, man. So that's just what it is, man. So yeah, that was just a beautiful thing, man, to seeing that, because nothing like that mother love actually saw the list, and and it's rare, like seeing that, especially like that, man, because she might, I'm not sure, I'm not in their household. I'm not my husband, I'm not married to her. That's over her man, but just from afar, I could tell, she's not probably screaming all the time to children and stuff, like she's showing them with love. She's probably more of I can't speculate too much, but man, this is how her daughters conduct themselves, and how she and how that moment, that just was like, wow, man, it was an eye opener, man. I just instantly thought the word, man. I was like, wow, man. She said, yeah, I won't probably see them again. I forgot to hug them, and the fact that her conscience, and she turned back around, man. That reminds me of the Second Ezra 10, the prodigal son, man. Just coming back, the father and son coming back, or us as a nation, coming back to him, man. And he could bring it back, that love, man. But through Yahushua, man, and in the new covenant things, and that's what he's being established here. That's what he wants, man. That's what it is, man. That's what that's what that John 3:16 is about. Let's get John 3:16, man. Because we really got to realize the power in this verse, though. And shout out to brother Kwame McCall, Mashah, and brothers like Assembly Firstborn, man. Because, when we first come into the word, man, I'm going to be honest with you. How I was used to, debate Christians or Jehovah's Witnesses or any other spiritual denomination, it can have you not liking this verse. It can actually have you hating this verse, man. But no, man, we got to realize the power of this verse, man. Because that's that love. Love. All right, anyway. John chapter 3:16, it says, "For Yahweh so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life," man. Man, it's just a pleasure to give you pleasure, man. Pleasure to take you back to a place of pleasure, man. Garden Eden Kingdom, man. He wants to be with his children again, man. But you gotta want to be there, man, with sincerity and truth, spirit, in truth, man. Gotta realize that I should just talking about me and myself as well, man. Listen, man, that's what that Second Ezra late, 8:58 says. Listen, I had a place prepared for him, but let me just get it. But they despised it. You gotta too, Second Ezra chapter 8 and verse because it was his pleasure to bring you to place of pleasure, man. It says, Second Ezra chapter 8 and verse 60. It says, But they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them, and were unthankful unto him which prepared life for them. Yeah, exactly. Because then they say, listen, enter into life. Then Yahweh said, if you want to enter into life, do such and such. Yeah, then that's life, man. Because the Most High Yahweh is life. And the kingdom within, he was his pleasure to give you the kingdom within. Luke 11 tell you that Holy Spirit, and then we know that kingdom that is within you. That's the Luke 17:21. We know that, but and also to the physical kingdom, man. So it said, listen, but they were unthankful, they didn't want it. So hey, it is what it is. But that Jeremiah 8 says, many shall to death, man. So it is what it is, man. Because the father wants to be back with his children. Father and mother wants to be back with his children. So is what it is, but all goes into mother's love and all that moment today. That's what this, because it's the thing about this on my way home. I was like, no, I'm gonna talk about it because that just stuck out to me, man. So hopefully it's edifying, man. So hopefully Most High Yahweh bless your day. So peace.